What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to an episode of Weeknights, which is a weekly report of some of the bigger nerdy things happen that you might have missed. If you enjoyed this little tidbit here, then I hope you enjoy some of our other content. You can find us at Nights at the Nerd Table over anywhere you can listen to podcasts. This is an outlet of that. This is a little mini thing called Weeknights. It's a show where I give you a little bit of a rundown of some of the nerdy things that you might have missed in the last week-ish, whereas Nights at the Nerd Table is a show where me and the host reminisce about some of our favorite nerdy things, as well as maybe give more of our full takes on some of the nerdy things happening today. So if you like the content, give us a like or a follow anywhere you can find us, including but not limited to YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and last but not least, Patreon. And if you haven't heard yet, we are forwarding all of our sub earnings this month for January and February forward to a little group of nerds called the Gamer Chapel, which is an after-school program located out in the boonies of White Cloud, Michigan, but nevertheless, a group who could use some extra nerd supplies in their D&D games and to make that more fun and exciting. We all know what it feels like to feel included at the table, so we want to do our part to make sure everyone else feels that way too. Special shout out to our first Patreon subscriber, Ben. Thanks so much for subbing. We really appreciate it. We got a gift headed towards you in the mail, so be on the lookout for that. Send me your address. We shot you a message. Nevertheless, let's get into some of the things that you might have missed, and we're kicking it off with movie news. Now, it should be noted that Black Panther is now available to watch on Disney+, so if you haven't seen that yet, you're probably crazy, but if you haven't, go ahead and check that out streaming on Disney+. But the bigger nerdy news actually comes from the DCU. That's right, the DC Cinematic Universe. Director James Gunn rolled out plans for future of the DC Cinematic Universe, including quite a few names coming between now and 2025 in what they're calling Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. Listen to this rollout coming. The Creature Commandos, which will be a 7-episode animated series. Waller, which will be a spin-off of the hit Peacemaker. Superman Legacy hit July 11th, 2025. Also Lanterns, featuring Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. Those aren't actors if you don't know. Those are like the names of Green Lanterns from the DC comics. A bunch of other things rolling out. Batman Part 2, Robert Pattinson will be reprising his role. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. They're closing it out with Swamp Thing, not the TV series, but it will be a horror film to close out DC's first chapter in all of that. Sounds like a pretty stacked lineup to me personally. Give me a fresh take on Green Lantern. Green Lantern is one of my favorite DC comic book heroes, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. Do some digging into that. On the more magical side of things, you can now get the pre-order deluxe edition of Hogwarts Legacy, giving you access to play today if you get the deluxe edition. If not, you have to wait till the 10th. And while it does seem to have a few bugs, many people are having an absolute blast playing this game. You play a new 5th-year student attending Hogwarts, which is a bit of a twist. However, you still get your letter, and you spend lots of time taking in all the details that have brought this fantasy world to life. Not only that, you can actually link your Pottermore account, letting you get sorted that way if you ever took the Pottermore quizzes, and even give you access to the Pottermore wand you got with that as well. The game does come with tension. However, as many content creators and streamers and influencers have been calling for people to boycott the game, J.K. Rowling has been known to make comments that do not sit well with the transgender community, and so many refuse to contribute to the royalties she will get via this game. Nevertheless, the game itself has gotten really good reviews and seems to be enjoyed by gamers and Potterheads alike. Today was the Nintendo Direct, which included many big announcements, and here are the 3 biggest. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom gets a new gameplay trailer, so you can check that out. It's going to have a collector's edition as well. A remastered version of Metroid Prime available on Switch, which is actually available today, so there's a bit of a shadow drop there, along with a number of Game Boy Advance and Game Boy games now available on Nintendo Switch Online, available today. That is a lot more crammed in that direct, so if you're a video game fan, you can find tons of that. Great sources for that are IGN or GameSpot.com. And if you missed it this past weekend, it was a big one for Magic the Gathering fans. Phyrexia will be one pre-release hit, and while many Magic players participated, I did not, as I was actually removed via toxic mechanic before the weekend even started because I got the Rona, so I could not play. Anyways, if you miss out on the fun but can't wait till next weekend to start cracking packs and taking a look at cards, MTG Arena already is running the set. So you can get in there, do some drafts, build some decks out of drafts, or even the limited versions of that as well. Lots of fun to be had in MTG Arena for free. If you decide to do that, you want to grind away, get those golden gems and all that stuff, or you can just throw some money at it just to try out a draft and try out some new cards. Thanks again for tuning in and sticking around. If you liked the content, again, check us out anywhere you can find us, including and not limited to YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. We really, really do appreciate it. And this has been Nate at an episode of Weeknights. Until we see you at the table next time, good night, nerds, and go do something nerdy. Go do something nerdy this weekend. That's all I gotta say. That's all I have to say about that.